Hobhouse, and then it goes to 4 minutes. Wera.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and maybe I will even stick to the 4-minute limit. No doubt, we are at a pivotal point in the fight against COVID, and my constituents in Bath, like many across the country, are doing their best to keep COVID levels low in their communities, and I really thank everybody for their efforts. Getting vaccinated is the most important thing, and I'm glad for the consensus that we have in this place, that is the most important thing. What we are debating here is what is the most effective way of getting the most people vaccinated. And I hope that this debate is not distracting from the fact that we all believe that vaccine is the best way to beating COVID, and we will beat all these sort of conspiracy theories around vaccines and indeed going as far that COVID is an invention. It is important we are all getting vaccinated. There is a consensus, and I'm glad that consensus is here. And then, of course, mask wearing. We on this side of the House have always supported that. It is a way of reducing the risk, of course not entirely eliminating it, but wearing masks is very important, and indeed we have been deplored that that requirement, which isn't difficult, has been dropped, including in this House. It is not about just keeping ourselves safe, it is not just even about keeping our loved ones safe, it is about keeping everybody safe. Yes, we have and enjoy our civil liberties, we should protect them, but liberty doesn't mean the liberty to harm others, and that is a very important principle, and that is why we are protecting public safety measures. Now, many of my constituents have been in touch with me to share their concerns about the logistical difficulties of following government advice. They want to do the right thing, but often they find it difficult. One of my constituents, who I met last week, had recently returned from Zambia, where his work is based. As a red list country, my constituent was required to quarantine in a hotel for 10 days. My constituent tried continually to book a quarantine hotel, but was not able to do so because it was fully booked. When he was finally able to book a hotel, he received an email from CTM saying that his booking had been cancelled due to an error on their part, but upon speaking to their call centres, the member of staff told him there was no problem. I know that the red list system has now been dropped, but the stress and cost to people who tried to do things has been considerable and needs to be addressed urgently. Is there going to be compensation for those who have actually faced considerable costs, and also, as has been asked before, those who are still in quarantine, will they be released immediately? Another of my constituents is housebound. Her son lives in Southampton, and her multiple health conditions make it impossible for her to get a vaccination centre on her own, meaning she has not yet had a booster. Her story is all too common. The local CCG has said that they are in the process of contacting people who are housebound, but many are still waiting to be contacted, and obviously they are very worried, and I hope the Minister will be able to outline the steps that are being taken to ensure those who are housebound are able to receive their boosters as a priority. Lastly, another constituent was vaccinated abroad, yet is still unable to receive confirmation of his double vaccinated status because his vaccines are not recognised on the NHS app, a problem that has been recognised since the summer. To make matters worse, my constituent, and many others like him, is not able to get his booster because the system will not recognise him as having been doubly vaccinated. So the government must address these issues as a matter of urgency. It should not be this difficult for those who are trying to do the right thing to follow government's own guideline. My constituents and many across the country want to do the right thing, but the government must do its bit, or people will lose further confidence already at this time, which is very highly volatile, and where we need as many people as possible to have confidence in the system and the government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 4-minute